Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Solana Rust Bootcamp in Q3. So this is Encode's latest Solana Bootcamp, and I'll talk to you for about 15-20 minutes in this launch event, just so you guys can get an idea of what's to come. So even if you've been and come to a lot of Encode Bootcamps before, it's definitely worth paying attention to this session because this is our new format. Our partners for this event are Solana, Teller, and Wormhole. So I'll come on to how our partners will get involved later on. And the first 4 weeks of this bootcamp are going to be learning based. We'll spend the first 4 weeks asynchronously learning. So we've got recorded lectures for you, and you'll work through them at your own time. There'll be 4 lectures a week, and they're roughly, some of the shorter ones are about half an hour and some of the longer ones are about an hour and a quarter. So you'll need to watch those. They will take you through an intro to Rust and things like that. And then we'll talk a bit more about other platforms and programs on Solana that you can use for your own development. Then we've got a 2-week building phase. So for that first week of the building phase, we're going to have some partner workshops for you. And that will be, for example, the partners that I mentioned before. We've got the Solana Foundation, Wormhole, and Teller. They will come and give you a sort of a showcase of what you can do with their tech. And then you guys can get ahead and integrate that into your final projects. So let's continue on from that. So yeah, as I say, lots of you, hopefully, well, I mean, all of you have signed up through the platform, so you've all had a little bit of an intro there. I mean, please use it as much as possible. We've just launched it, so we're grateful for any feedback that you have as well. Lots of you as well, also on the Discord. Please join the Discord if you can. And it's where a lot of the sort of contributions where you guys can meet each other, and that will be really helpful for your development through this course. So if you've got any technical questions that you're not sure about, then please feel free to ask in the platform, because someone else might have already figured it out and they might be able to help you. Also, if you're at all unsure about something, it's pretty likely that someone else will have a similar problem. So it's not just helpful for you, it's helpful for everyone else in the cohort. So I'm just seeing that Chris has asked in the chat, where can I leave my technical questions? Technical questions on the Discord, please. You should all be able to join through the platform. I'll take you through a little walkthrough of that in a second so that you can see exactly how you can join the Discord if you haven't already. And finally, on GitHub, so we have created a repo for you that allows you to walk through some homeworks. So alongside each workshop comes a homework as well. And a couple of weeks in, that is pretty heavy in the repo. So most of the homeworks are in the repo. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Rust before, but it's got a compiler. So the first ones are making the compiler run. So there'll be an error in the code, and you've got to get the code to compile successfully. So the repo link will be shared. They'll come out in the notes. So if you haven't seen already, the platform has a bunch of lectures. So the lectures come out once a day, and with each lecture, there is also an attached homework and notes. So if you go through the notes and you look at the homework, there are links all through there, and you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. But if you still can't find it, please send a message in the Discord, and I'll maybe create a new channel and pop it there. But yeah, so those GitHub exercises all have tests inbuilt. So if you've got it right, you should know straight away. The other aspect of the homeworks is that some of them have sort of standalone coding exercises. And yes, I will share the platform. I'm going to share some screenshots so you guys can see how it all works. Where was it? Yeah, so about the homework, some of them are standalone coding exercises, and for that there are answers. Those answers will come out for the lecture roughly a week after that they're released. So you've got 4 lectures a week. Say there's a standalone coding exercise that's released on day 2, then, or on lecture 2, sorry, then you've got lectures 1 to 4 in week 1, and it will come out in lecture 6 in week 2. So it gives you a bit of a chance to go through that yourself without sort of being tempted by the answers. So yeah, we'll go through a really quick platform walkthrough. This is just to get you guys a bit, if you haven't already, sort of familiar with the structure. So in order to get to the Solana Rust Bootcamp page, you can go through it 2 ways. So if you go into My Program Registrations and you just click on Open Program, that will take you to the right page. Additionally, and you can find this, sorry, you can find this active program registrations up by your little 3 menu bars in the top right. And the other way that you could do it is if you click on the Solana Rust Bootcamp through the platform, if you find it, and then it will take you to a page with this as the header, and you can press Open Program. And that should take you to this page, which is like your sort of mission control for this bootcamp. So you can see that there are some status checkpoints here. I mean, that's just to sort of keep you on the right track. And the first 4 are actually non-submission based. So all you have to do is press the checkpoint and you're all done. But it's essentially just that you should be doing the lectures as they come out. So by the end of week 1, you should have done lectures 1 to 4. And if you haven't, you will find it really difficult towards the end because you've got to submit the final project at the end of the bootcamp in order to graduate. And if you don't keep up with the lectures, you're going to find it quite difficult to do that project, especially if you're not a Rust developer already. So you can also find the program through this link. I mean, that's what will happen if you go onto this page. That's the link to this page. But yeah, definitely a good idea to bookmark it if you're at all unsure, and then you can navigate to it easily throughout this 6-week bootcamp. So this is the Discord thing. If you haven't yet connected your Discord, please do so. Even if you're even if you have sort of joined the Discord, the Encode Discord already, you still need to press this button because throughout different programs, we have channels and roles in Discord. If you guys have used it a lot, you'll be aware of how this works. But essentially, you have to, if you don't click this button, you have to manually assign yourself the role of this Solana Rust Bootcamp, and it's not available for manual selection. So you have to click this button, otherwise you won't be able to see the program. Or on Discord. And on Discord, as I say, this is where we're going to communicate most with sort of updates throughout the program and other useful things like technical questions where you can get the cohort to help you out. This is what it will look like. This is the private channel that you'll be added to when you click that button. And you can see sort of introductions in Club Room, anything else like that. So rules, channel roles, and all that kind of stuff. If you're doing our public programs like hackathons, so this is a bootcamp that you guys have all been accepted to, so it's not a public program. But for the public ones, you can assign yourself the role. So now moving on to the lectures. When you manage to get onto the bootcamp page, if you scroll further down, then you can have a look at these. So there are 16 lectures over 4 weeks, 4 lectures a week, and you should watch each one as they come. So there's a little, you can see here, progress 0 out of 10 questions. So each bootcamp has questions interspersed throughout them, and completing those questions successfully is part of the criteria for graduation. Second of all, this is where you should have been able to see the links. I took this screenshot shortly before this program. This is where the live events are. And as you can see, there's only one at the moment, which is this launch event. But keep an eye out because this is where we will add the partner workshops a little further on into this bootcamp. So those are live, by the way, just to be totally clear. All the lectures that I've just talked about are asynchronous, so you can, if you're working full time, you can listen to them after work, or if you're a morning person, you can do it before work. If you're freelance or a student, then you can do it any time in the day. There's no time constraint, but these workshops will be live. So, and they're really good. If you've done our boot camps before, you know how useful they can be. And if you haven't, I'd absolutely recommend coming to these live, because it means you can ask questions. And, you know, we all know how difficult it is, you know, sort of implementing something that we've never really seen before, and you're just going off the docs, and maybe the docs aren't so good. I mean, the docs are good for these partners, but sometimes it can be quite tricky. And if there's anything that's unclear, or the sort of specifics of your own project, maybe it's difficult to fit it in, and there's a special case, but you can ask them questions as the workshops go on. So they're very, very useful. All right, nearly there. With all the admin stuff that's useful for you to know, these are a few things that you'll find on the Bootcamps page as well. So there's a group chat, you can talk to your team, but we would recommend getting the Discords or Telegrams of your teammates and communicating in your own group chat, just to make sure that everything is really quick and you guys have a easy way of communicating over the next 6 days. Like, so, you know, if you're in Web3 and you're already in Web3, sorry, and you use Telegram a lot, then feel free to do that. Otherwise, Discord is also good, and there are lots of FAQs. So if you ever are unsure, check these first, because often these work. These are quite helpful. Just to address some of these, because some of these are, I mean, they are frequently asked questions, but you know, if you want to know now, there are a few things. How much time should I spend on the bootcamp? Well, obviously there are 4 workshops a week, and each of them is maybe average an hour long. So you at least need to spend 4 hours watching the content. Then you need to allocate some extra time to actually revise and understand it, and you need to do the homeworks. So, you know, there's a significant amount of contribution required for this platform. Are there any live sessions? We've talked about that. There are the workshops. The project building stage is after the 4 weeks of async content, and then you'll have a workshop week and a purely building week in week 6. But you can also, of course, build in your workshop week as well, which is week 5. How is my team formed? So we will allocate you the teams, and we will do that at the end of week 1. So we deliberately do that because some of the homeworks are in week 1 are collaborative. So they say sort of discuss in your teams. Of course, you don't have teams yet, but what we'd like you to do is use the Discord in order to create some of these discussions and really get involved. So you can meet people, not just in your teams, but across the whole cohort. The graduation criteria, we'll talk about them in a sec, and the technical question, who can I ask? Please ask in the Discord. It's the best way, because if you have a problem, it's quite likely that somebody else is finding that hard too. Okay, best practices, how to get the most out of the bootcamp. So, I mean, I've said most of this before. Be active in the Discord. Not only is it really helpful for everyone else, but it's nice for you as well. It makes you feel more like you're part of this cohort. You can get to know lots of developers, because you know, one of the most important things of starting up your own company or your own projects is your network, and you'll be able to get to expand your network through Encode and through our platform. Also, we have a hub in London, so if you're London-based, come and check it out, and we'd like to see you in person. Okay, so finally, before I leave you to get going with that lecture 1, which is live, by the way, we will talk about graduation. And to answer your question, Chris, when you graduate, if you graduate successfully, then you will get a certificate. So that certificate you can put on your LinkedIn, and employers will recognize that. They like to see these kind of things on your CV and LinkedIn, because this is quite an intensive, like, say, higher intermediate difficulty course. So we go into quite a lot of detail, and it really does set you up to start properly developing on Rust. It's really, yeah, you'll really get your teeth into a lot of concepts. So yeah, you will get a certificate. We process them normally all at once. We'll have to ask some info from you, obviously, because we'll need to send it to your wallet addresses, and we haven't yet collected that information yet. So anyone who has successfully graduated will receive some correspondence from us asking you to submit your details and your certificate preferences. So yeah, so you must get 75% at least average in the questions on the lectures. You can, just make sure you pay attention, and that shouldn't be too bad. And the other thing is that you must submit a final project, and you must sort of collaborate with your teams. I should have mentioned as well that you can work solo if you like, but please, if you really want to work solo, DM me and we can sort out that team. But we do recommend, unless you're absolutely sure, we really do recommend working in a team, because a lot of the good part about these kind of programs is the opportunity to collaborate. So yeah, you must submit your project. If you're in a team, all your team members must sort of confirm that you've actively participated. So if you join a team and you don't show your face at all, you don't ever send any messages, you're not going to get that certificate. You need everybody's stamp of approval, as it were. All right, so I think that's pretty much enough from me. That's a quick overview of how these new async boot camps are going to work. So we'll have the first 4 weeks of async content. Please keep up to date. So make sure you do all 4 lectures for each week as they come. Otherwise, you'll find it very difficult. And we'll have live workshops in week 5 and a project week. The final thing to say is that there will be a demo day. So every team that submits a project will get a chance to present their project to the rest of the cohort, and that is also a criteria for graduation. So you must present your project, or someone from your team must present your project. We will have a pitch practice event as well, so that you guys are all ready, and then you can get access to that recording and show it to all your friends and show you the cool thing that you have made. Okay, so that's enough from me. Good luck for the rest of the bootcamp. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Can't see any questions in the chat. Yeah, perfect. Okay, bye guys, and I'll see you soon.